Hi everyone, this is Micaiah Costin with the athlete section. Today we have a special guest who plays soccer for Marist College in New York, and I'll let him introduce himself.
What's up, guys? I'm Kyle Evans. I'm a sophomore at Marist College.
He's a Rock Hill, New York native, and he plays the midfielder position, right?
Yep.
Nice. He already has accomplished so much already in his college career, and we're going to really get into it, so I'm excited for that. We're going to start off with the beginning. So Kyle, tell me a little bit about how soccer came about for you, how you grew up with it, and decided that this was your sport that you wanted to play all throughout college.
Yeah, honestly, like ever since I was like 3 years old, I was playing. I was always playing with like guys kind of older than me, and it kind of always inspired me to just like keep going, keep getting better every day. And honestly, since I was like 6 or 7, I knew like I want to be a pro. I never thought like, oh, I'm gonna go to college to play. I was always like kind of skipping that step, like, oh, I'm gonna go pro whenever. But I was at Red Bull Academy since I was like 9 or 10, which is a MLS academy, until I was like 17, and then went off to college. And honestly, just like that kind of prepared me and helped me to play at kind of a higher level at college. And obviously, I still got 2 years left to complete that dream of going pro. But I feel like honestly, ever since I was a kid, like just the love for the game and just the talent kind of I had to keep going and work hard and kind of get to where I am now is kind of just keeping me motivated to keep going. So.
Wow, that is nice. That is a really great beginning as well, and a great motivation to have, especially when you're self-motivated in this. You can go really far. So, did you have a professional player that you looked up to specifically?
Definitely Wayne Rooney, Manchester United.
Okay.
I kind of copied my older brother, but I watched him a lot when I was younger, and I'm a Manchester United fan too. And just like his passion and his ability to score goals, and he was still like a top player even when he was like not playing great, or like he had that mentality just to keep going, and that's why they were so good. And it just kind of inspired me to, because I feel like I'm two different people when I'm on the field. Like I'm just this not angry, but just like really passionate guy. And like I kind of see like I get that from watching Wayne Rooney so much. Like he was so just passionate, and yeah, that was kind of inspiration for me to this day.
Yeah, that's nice though, because it's like you have those two different sides of you, and when you can display that passion for the game, people can really tell how bad you want it, and it can just drive you to go even further. So that's good. Speaking of your sibling, is that your only sibling, just your older brother?
I have an older sister as well.
Okay, nice. How is y'all's relationship growing up and your dynamic with just you guys playing sports? Did your sister also play sports, or just your whole family dynamic growing up until you was able to leave for college, and rest is history?
Yeah, definitely come from a sports background. My dad played college sports. He's ended up signing a pro contract for soccer as well. And my mom, not as big as sports, but she ran in college, stuff like that. But I think my siblings are a big like aspect to my sports career and my life in general. Our bond has been really strong ever since. I think in the past like 3-4 years, it's got even stronger. All of us kind of growing up together and like going through the same struggles academically and athletically. My sister and brother play D2. My brother plays soccer, and my sister's a swimmer.
Okay.
She used to swim all the time, but she kind of quit for like 2 or 3 years, and then she got back into it this semester. And she's enjoying it a lot. I'm proud of her for that. But yeah, I think me and my brother have a really good bond just overall. But I think soccer really brought us a lot closer. Like growing up, we always compete. Like he's 5 years older than me, so like he always like used to beat up on me or like would always beat me, and I kind of always took it personal. And it kind of just made me the better player, like a better player overall. Like just getting beat up and like realizing there is always going to be someone better than me, and playing with the best, I feel like I can get close to the best, and that kind of helped me growing up. But now I think I could take him. You know, we played on the same team for the first time over the summer, and
Wow.
so I kind of got the best of him in practice. But it was really nice playing with him, to be honest. But yeah, I think now it's just kind of like we support each other's goals. You know, we both want to take soccer to the next level. But yeah, I mean, that bond through soccer is really special, I think, between us.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about sports is that whether it's rival teams or just teams that you're all rooting for or just playing together in general, it really brings people together and closer in many different ways because it can also teach life lessons throughout the sport. So that's what I really love about sports and athletics in general. But that is really special that you was able to play with your brother during this summer. How did that feel? Like, how did you guys know? When did you get that news that you were going to play on the same team? And then how was that feeling for you once you got that news delivered?
Honestly, we found out probably like 2 weeks before that we were like both actually gonna play. We kind of had a hint, but no, it felt good. Like it's really exciting just to be able to play like with your brother that's 5 years older and like playing at a high level in the summer. And honestly, like he he always kind of knew that we would play together one time, but I never thought about it. But he was always like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play as long as I can. Maybe we'll play together on like some team or something." We're like in college, and he has 1 year left in college, so you know he's in the transfer portal. So maybe he could come here, but I don't know. We'll see.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Too much fun, but
Dynamic duo.
yeah, it would be way too fun, but no, it honestly felt really good to play with him on the same team against him in practice. Like it's a really good feeling to be able to play with someone like that you've known has gone through the same struggles, and even more honestly for him, his story is pretty cool. So
Wow, that's an inspiration for sure. Especially when you can look up to your older sibling and be like, yeah, that's who I want to take up after. But then being able to play with them and even expect or hope for them to come down to your school and play or even go pro together, I think that would be very special and a really great story to tell as well.
yeah, it's a good feeling, sure.
My siblings run track, and I always thought it was really cool when they was able to run on the same relay team together or just be able to compete against each other. And then I also have a friend who used to play volleyball, and she was telling me how it was really fun and special for her to play on the same team as her older sister. And I was like, that's so. I'm the oldest, so I never like experienced how it would feel to play on a team with my sibling. But I just know like how special that would feel, like the pride that you both must have just to carry that name. You're like, yeah, this is us. We're related.
Yeah, it feels really good.
So, as the youngest, because you have an older sister and an older brother, what are the pros and cons of being the youngest in general? I always look at my younger siblings like, oh, y'all have it so much easier. Y'all are spoiled. Like, I would have gotten in trouble for that right there. But there's also some cons to it as well. So, what do you think are your perks and not so best moments of being the youngest sibling?
That's a tough one. I mean, I definitely abused my just being the youngest. I used to get away with a lot. My brother and I always had a competitive kind of bond, and whenever he beat me, I kind of like I'd be like, "Yo, like he did this," and my parents would get mad at him, so I got away with that. Always get him in trouble, but nah, I mean, I think being the youngest, like I'm my mom's favorite for sure. So like I kind of rubbed that in my siblings' face. Um, Honestly, some cons, like I think I don't know, like my brother's kind of like the test dummy, so like he's been going through life, and I kind of just go off that, see like kind of learn from him. But some cons, I really like I think just being the youngest, like, I did get away with a lot, but like I get blamed for some stuff for sure, even not my fault. But that's kind of the youngest thing. But nah, honestly, just I really can't think of any cons. It's like perfect to be the youngest child. To be honest, it's easy for sure.
Yeah, y'all living the life.
Like I think the only thing is that my sister and brother could team up on me. Like they used to team up in time, like an argument or something. But that's really it.
Yeah, I can see that. We used to do that. Yeah, me and my brother would try to like gang up on the younger ones when we were both in cahoots, but then sometimes it'd be like them versus me, and I'm like, okay, whoa, I'm outnumbered. But you're definitely right about the test dummy. I feel like the oldest has to like go through things first, and then the youngest is able to kind of like sit back and have that advantage because they're able to like watch them do the right or wrong things. Be like, okay, I'll make sure I don't do that, or make sure I do this way. So I think that is a really nice perk of being the youngest. So that's pretty cool. So as a midfielder player, what are some things that you had to learn in order to master that position? And some things that people who are new to soccer might not know about your position?
Definitely like spatial awareness. I think it's so like compact in the middle. You like rarely ever have time to just kind of stroll around and go through the motions. I think you always got to be 100% on. I think that's one thing I really found out going throughout my academic or athletic career. Like when I was kind of younger, playing with older guys, I used to get found out kind of just being immature, I guess, kind of just like trying to do my own thing, kind of thinking like I have time when I don't, like kind of just like realizing you have to be 100% all the time. I think hard work is a big one as well. I think to play in the midfield, like unless you're like amazing on the ball and never lose the ball, I think being hardworking can overshadow talent sometimes, and being able to work hard, outwork opponents, kind of can get you to the next level, even if you're having an off day, like on the ball, off the ball. I think it really has to be there, and I think like taking that to the next level is really important. I think the biggest one for me is mentality in the midfield. I think like I make fun of my friends on my team. They're wingers, and like they kind of just stroll. They get their time out wide, get to have fun 1v1. But in the middle, it's kind of like you get the ball a lot, but you have to do that dirty work, and you have to be selfless to help your team defensively and offensively, and do that running just to help out and help out. Yeah.
Wow, that's good to know. I played soccer. That was my first ever sport. I think the first sport that my parents put all of us in. But I was like 7, so I didn't understand the positions. I was just like, I'm just going there, kick the ball or play goalie, either one. But learning about the positions when watching soccer or just talking to different athletes who play it is very interesting because each one is designated for a purpose. And like you said, it's like mentality. You might not have as much time. You have to always be on your toes. It's really great lessons to learn while you're out there on the field. So that's nice to kind of like see that. Also, you mentioned that talent sometimes hard work can shine the talent, and it's kind of like goes back to that saying. I always mess it up every time I try to say it on the spot, but it's hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. And I feel like that's so true because anybody could have that talent, or someone could have that special talent just naturally. But if someone who might not have that talent off the bat works hard and just like keeps striving and has that passion and motivation to keep going, when that talent for the other person runs out, it's like, well, that hard work can surpass it. So that's a good thing to keep in mind as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and on your TikTok, you have a few posts that says trust the process is only the beginning, and you had went through an injury, the same injury twice, and thought that you weren't going to be able to play again because people were also telling you that this is going to be the end. Tell me about everything, all of that, how it transpired, and just your mindset and mentality through it all to getting to where you are now.
Honestly, so I never had an injury before. I think it was last summer. I ended up breaking my ankle in summer league, and I was kind of just like, wow, like I don't know what to do. Like I feel like my whole life was soccer, and it still is soccer. And I was out for maybe I think 3 months, like just in time for college preseason for my freshman season, and like I wasn't feeling the same. And I think like mentally, I was at an all-time low on the field, off the field. I think if my dad was here, he would tell me I was a mess. Like I would text him after every game or training session, like I don't feel the same, and like I don't like I still feel in pain, and like he would help me out with that, but like it was just all a lot of mental stuff for me, and obviously the pain was still there, and kind of during the middle of the season, I was playing okay, not myself, and then I ended up refracturing my ankle mid-season, and that was just like kind of another blow to me mentally because I was like all I just want to play, I just want to play soccer, and it's like all I've ever wanted to do, and like now I have to sit out again. I ended up only sitting out for like 5 games, and it was still fractured, but I was just like, I have to play. Like, maybe this isn't the best, but I have to. And I ended up finishing the season, and then they were like, it's still fractured. Like, you have to get surgery. And honestly, I was like pretty scared. Like, I've only had surgery once, and it was never for an injury. So that was definitely scary. And I kind of was like, what if I'm never the same? Like, I was asking my dad, like, what if I'm not as good on the ball? Like, what if I lose my fitness? What if, like, always what if? And kind of after surgery, I kind of looked at my brother's situation, where he broke his leg, he broke his back twice, got surgery, and now he ended up being defender of the year. So like,
Wow.
kind of like going off that, and like his kind of comeback where he put in the work every single day, and I kind of looked off that, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I had days where I didn't want to get out of bed, and I was like I was kind of feeling sorry for myself, kind of in the beginning, and then I just kind of realized like it's not over. Even if people are saying you're not going to be the same, or like I had a lot of people like on social media or like in person just being like, oh, like I kind of feel bad for you. You're missing all this time. Like, yeah, obviously I feel bad, but like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, I can come back from this even if no one thinks I can't. Like, I've proved people wrong my whole life. And, I think this is just another step in my journey to like continue. I feel like every professional has their story, and I feel like that this could be a part of mine. I just have to make something of it. And I feel like I've never been one to go to the gym much, but I took the time. Like, I was out for 6 months, and like I was in the gym every day, twice a day, doing physical therapy, just like studying the game, watching film, doing everything I can. Like, I'd ask my dad, like I've done everything. He's like, all right, do it again. Like, watch pros in your position, watch this, watch that. And I kind of just like, it was like for 6 months, like I really locked in and like took advantage of like the worst situation, or not, obviously there's worse situations, but like kind of a bad situation for my athletic career. And I don't know. I think I'm a better player because of it, which sounds weird because I missed 6 months and I got surgery. But I think like I came back like with a week left in my college season. I played one game. I played it okay, and then I kind of was struggling in the summer. Like, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling great. My legs were always tired, fatigued, and then I got kind of back to that hard work, and I was able to get back to it. But like I think for me it was really just mental, kind of when the pain went away. and I go back to my dad again. Like he's a big asset for me. Like just getting my words out. That's why I don't get frustrated on the field. But I don't know. It's tough because I would be like, like what good am I if I'm not playing good? Like what is wrong with me? I would ask like what's wrong with me? Like I don't understand. It's like like you got to be patient. And I really learned that over the summer. Like it's not gonna click like that every day. And I think a big thing I struggled with was like expressing my frustrations through my body language. And I think I've gotten much better at it. But I would like if I lost the ball or like I made a bad play, I would like throw my hands up or kind of just like get really angry at myself, which obviously doesn't help me or my team. So I think just like that mental side of my injuries and like kind of thinking what if always kind of affected me. But I think I was able to fight through it for the most part. And yeah, I mean, we're here today. I thought I had a decent season. Obviously not done yet. Never really content, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of my journey so far through college, and I'm grateful for all of it. But yeah, it's kind of most of it.
Yeah, you unpacked a lot here. That was a really great journey, a really great story, and inspirational for anyone through life, because one of the things you said was through those 6 months of not playing, you feel like it made you a better person. And I don't think that sounds weird at all, because it's like, I also saw that you represent Jesus Saves. And I'm also a Christian and believe that everything that happens is for a reason. And every season that you're in is for a reason to grow you to be a better person in the next season. So I feel like that time of you being able to kind of stay motivated and get advice and wisdom from your dad and your brother and watch your story and kind of grow through your journey was able to kind of teach you how to carry that on to this next season in life. And then if something bigger, happens, you're able to kind of like take that same mentality that you learned from and carry it on. So I feel like I do understand what you're saying when you say it made you a better person and a better player. Yeah, so that's very valid. And something else you said. Oh, well, I think it was just the mentality part of it. Everything kind of starts from the mind to take root, and before it goes into your actions, I feel like you kind of recognizing that you had to change your mindset throughout your journey, even on days you felt sorry for yourself, for days where you felt like, I don't know what I'm doing now. Once you started kind of realizing that, okay, I need to change this and kind of tweak this a little bit, you was able to use that to go where you are now. So I feel like that was definitely a great asset for you, a great thing to realize, because the mind is very powerful in situations like that. What does it mean for you when you represent the Jesus Saves on your shirt and just the message that you kind of put out there? What does that mean for you? And yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, I was going to touch on that after. I think really during my injury, my first time and my second time through surgery, I really started to take my faith like really serious and kind of making it an everyday thing instead of just kind of saying, "Oh, I'm gonna eventually go to church," or "I'm gonna eventually start reading the Bible" and stuff like that. Um, I think, I think it really gave me that kind of place to go when I'm really frustrated or like I'm struggling mentally. And it kind of helped me find that peace and like free mind and all the adversity that was kind of going on in my life. I think it was a way just to really clear my head and, you know, like I think, I don't know, yeah, kind of just like clear my head and kind of take that next level in my faith and just go to church, read the Bible, and start learning about God and all that stuff. And I think when I represent it, I think it kind of, I think I could do a better job, kind of explaining that it gives me that free peace and that mind, like that free mind and peace, and it helps me like just stay true to myself, and like internally like heal, and yeah, that's kind of I really take it serious now, and I'm happy I do because, and I make my roommate go to like church and stuff like that with me too, and like all my teammates. So it kind of just like I just want to like help spread that, and yeah.
Yeah, that's very special and unique. And essentially, I think when you're off on your own, it's one thing because I was always taught like the Bible growing up, but when I went off on my own, I had to discover it for myself, like and see how it applied to my life. And so I think that's very special and a great thing when athletes are able to kind of find that through their journey and just rely on God because it's hard to rely. We're gonna let ourselves down, all the time, no matter how much you try to do good. But when you have that person who's perfect, um, and will give you peace, like that passes your understanding, and just can show you
Mhm.
a way when there seems to be no way, that's when it really feels like, okay, I
Yeah.
can do this. I have something much bigger to live for and play for. So that's really, I love that.
Thanks.
So I also saw that you coach youth soccer as well and also coach for children with disabilities. Tell me a little bit about how that came about and your experience through it all.
Yeah, so kind of growing up, my dad's always been a coach, and my brother's starting to get into it a little bit. But at first, it kind of just started as like doing little small like summer camps and stuff like that to make like a little money, and then like I started to really enjoy it, and like after just a week, I would start building bonds with these kids, and they would start coming to our games, and like they remember you, like they take that very serious and the impact you can make on them. And I feel like I've played soccer my whole life, so I know some things, but like I feel like they help me learn as much about just being a human and like allowing me to like really see the platform I could take on and like influence their lives. And I think coaching kids with disabilities as well. I just enjoy it. Like they love it, and they help me learn things, and just seeing them like seeing people so happy just kind of makes me happy as well. And I don't know, it's just like everyone can share a common like goal or like appreciation for sports, and like being able to spread love and happiness through the sport you love.
It's a really nice feeling to have. We get able to give back and then see that love growing in the child's mind as well. And you're like, okay, well, this can really, I could be part of their journey, and help them achieve higher. So I love that. That's really nice. So we're down to the last few minutes, and I ask every athlete, besides the whole technical malfunctions that were going on, the time went by very quickly in general. So I really been enjoying this conversation and talking with you and getting to hear your story. I know we had to reschedule a few times, but we was able to now sit down and get a chance to talk. So that's been really fun. Um, but now on the last question, I always ask every athlete, what is a piece of advice, if you can choose just one, key piece of advice that you would give to someone who has been through or is currently going through what you've been through in your journey?
Honestly, it's simple. Like just trust the process. Whatever that is. You're gonna have 10,000 setbacks in life, and what you're going through may seem like it's the worst, but I think it's always brighter on the other side. When I first got my surgery, I was like, this is it. Like, this is going to be the longest 6 months of my life. And, it went by like that. And I think you just got to make the most of everything, trust the process, and it'll all work out. You just got to, obviously, for me, if you're not religious, find that faith in God. But I think that really helped me. But, find something that motivates you and keeps you at peace during tough times. And yeah, just keep going.
I feel like even through the journey of life, we feel like wherever we are now is not where we want to be. This is it. Like, no, there's
Hmm.
so much more. You just have to, like you said, trust the process and, keep on keeping on. You just never know where you're going to be. Like you said, in the next 6 months, in the next 2 weeks, you can be
Yeah.
somewhere completely different that could change your life. So keep on keeping on and trust the process.
Mhm.
So where can people find you on social media?
It's I am Kyle Evans on TikTok, Instagram, whatever you're trying to look me up on. But yeah, it's all the
Nice, nice. Well, thank you, Kyle, so much for taking the time to speak with me and being patient through the whole technical process. But I really enjoyed this talk and I've learned a lot. I feel like I learned a lot from all the athletes I talked to. Y'all all have really unique journeys and stories to tell, and that's why I have this. So I really do appreciate you coming on here and talking with me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me. It means a lot.
Of course.